Dr. Stanley Dudrick is a pioneer in the field of medical research. His development of the TPN, or Total Parenteral Nutrition, has saved countless lives and been acknowledged as one of the 3 most important advancements in surgery during the past century, along with open heart surgery and organ transplantation.
People don't pay enough attention to the importance of nutrition. People like me have a hard time getting respect for nutritionists and biochemists because I'm not asking for respect for myself. I'm a surgeon, and I'm using the tools of nutrition and biochemistry to be a better physician and to get better surgical results and get better rehabilitation and restoration to normal health of my patients. And you can do so much more with nutrition and metabolism than you can with any drug or any operation. I became interested in the challenge of feeding people adequately because of poor results of good surgery. Even though I was an intern on the bottom of the food chain, so to speak, I could tell good surgery from not so good surgery. Yet these great surgeons operating and doing well-planned, logical, rational, technically successful procedures had deaths and complications. And it really frustrated me. I said, why are we not getting good results when we played a great game? If you play a great game, you should win. And why are we losing? And I was frustrated. And that's when my chairman, Dr. Jonathan Rhodes, said, well, Stanley, many people have tried to feed people by vein when they couldn't eat and they were malnourished and they had to have operations. He said, including me, and he said, believe it or not, we've been trying for 350 years. He said, we just can't duplicate what nature does. And I said, well, Dr. Rhodes, I can't accept that. He said, well, why don't you go to the laboratory and do something about it? So I taught myself nutrition. There was no formal course in nutrition available to me, so I read over 600 articles and chapters the next 2 years, in addition to what I had to read to be a surgeon. And I finally got to the point where I told him I was ready to go to the lab and try some things out. And so we thought if you could take a growing animal and grow them, only feeding them by vein, then you know that they grew because of what you gave them. Everybody who looked at those puppies said, like, it's obvious, you know. Look what he did, he grew puppies. No animal was ever grown by vein before those puppies. And those beagle puppies had become famous all around the world. Everybody knows about the beagle puppies in science. Then we actually adapted that to adults, 6 adults that their doctors said there was nothing more they could do for them, and their GI tracts were not working and they were going to die. And so the faculty at Penn were kind enough to me and trusted me enough that I began to feed their patients, these 6 patients, by vein. They all walked out of the hospital. That got people's attention.
Dr. Dudrick's invention of TPN, Total Parenteral Nutrition, also known as Total Intravenous Nutrition, has saved the lives of millions, specifically premature infants.
When I was in training, there were a handful of neonatologists. They would take care of what they could take care of, but most of the babies that were premature died.
She was born 2 pounds 11.5 ounces. She dropped down to 2 pounds 4 ounces. Her digestive tract wasn't developed, and that nutrition, that IV nutrition, just bought her body enough time that her digestive tract could develop and she was able to tolerate food. She would have died. She would have starved.
And it was really nice to meet the man who invented what saved my life.
In 2011, the Neonatology Society accredited Dr. Dudrick with the growth and development of their specialty. Quantifying his accomplishment, they stated that from 1970 to 2010, 10 million premature babies and over 20 million adults in the U.S. alone lived because of TPN. His innovations spurred the industrial production of IV vitamins, as well as medical catheters, pumps, and alarm systems, all invented in his laboratories.